we might see a little fast pass action today out of these Kansas City Chiefs. Come off a win against Houston, and the Chargers also 1-0 with a victory at Cincinnati. But the Chiefs have had the better of the matchup for a long time. 11 of the last 12.
Yep. Chargers gave them a little trouble last year, though. One of the few teams that slowed down this offense. We'll see if they can do it again today.
Butker's kick comes to a dangerous return man out of Virginia. Reed had one run back last week for 46 yards, but they do not let him loose. They meet him at the 20, and we go upstairs to Tracy.
Well, Jim, it took over 3 years and more than $5 billion. But you're right, this place is incredible. I had a chance to walk around the stadium. The indoor-outdoor design picks up that California feel. And how about this crazy Oculus video board behind me? The Rams got their first home win last week, and now the Chargers told us it's time for them to get theirs, Jim.
Well, how about this? Herbert's the quarterback on the first snap. No one knew this was coming after Tyrod Taylor piloted the offense last week. The rookie out of Oregon hands it off to Eckler. And Justin Herbert, the 6th overall pick, comes out to begin the game at quarterback. Gets the first series, it appears, Tony.
Wow, they did an unbelievable job of keeping this under wraps, didn't they?
No
I mean, nothing pointed to this right here. I'll give Coach Lynn credit. They did. If this was the plan all week, nobody knew about this.
A 2nd and 1 after a 9-yard run. And that picks up the first down again. Ripping off a nice gain is Eckler out to the 39. Tyrod Taylor, when we spoke to him this week, Tony, was so jazzed about getting back in the league as a starter again. And Herbert, he's the big kid, 6'6", 240 pounds, out of Eugene, making his NFL debut to start the game week 2.
Coach Lynn told us, he says, I'm not afraid to start a young guy. He's got to show it in practice. He's got to come out and deliver, and obviously he did.
Here he is with his first NFL pass. Zings it down the field. It's a little over the head of Keenan Allen. So this offensive lineup, let's talk about up front. Tevy and then Lamp. Feeney moves to center because they had to sit out for the year. Mike Pouncey on IR with a hip injury this week. Big loss. Trey Turner's up this week. Brought him over from Carolina. He's a great one. And Bulaga, the former Packer tackle, at right tackle. A good acquisition as well. 2nd and 10. Rookie Kelly's in the backfield. He's going to get the catch. Big lane for him. Joshua Kelly. Off Herbert's first completion. He got a block by Mike Williams and goes 35 yards.
Well, you'll see the pressure off the left. Herbert moves out of the pocket. Really good job getting through the progression. Then you see Kelly. They drafted him in the 4th round this year, and last week he really looked good on tape, Jim. He had a nice cutback, smooth. Good center gravity, but watch, when he gets going, it's faster than you think.
He had 60 yards on the ground and a rush touchdown in that win at Cincinnati. Now running the option. There's the toss to Kelly. That's what you're talking about. He's got some good moves. So the Chargers tell us that at some point Taylor suffered a chest injury before this game started. It's questionable to play.
That makes more sense as far as just leading up, that we didn't hear anything from a player or anyone about the reps. Because usually if you're going to go with the other quarterback, someone tells you there's a rep difference somewhere. But this looks like it just happened to Tyrod. I hope he's okay there. You can tell he's laboring a little.
2nd and 4. Pass should have been caught. Went through the hands of Guyton. It was deflected, but still catchable. Steve Spagnuolo's defense had 4 sacks of Deshaun Watson last week. Passanio got a fingertip on that.
Yeah, that would have been caught. I tell you, I'm impressed right now with the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly, Jim, making decisive decisions. Not easy to do, especially when you're thrown in last minute like this.
He's got a 3rd and 4 from the 20. They bring pressure. He unloads it. It's caught. Eckler gets to his feet. They say he was down and touched at the 3. I wasn't so sure as he tried to scatter for the goal line, but what a throw and catch.
Well, this is a tailback for people who aren't Charger fans. Eckler had 92 receptions last year for a tailback, and you can see he's got wide receiver-like ability. He's really a guy that can do everything on the football field, and they're going to try and use him a lot of different ways. But how about the pressure again by Herbert to throw that all-out pressure, testing the young guy, floats it up there perfectly.
And definitely was touched down at the 3. First and goal. Herbert still has it. Herbert's going to take it in for the touchdown. Welcome to the NFL. We'll check the flag.
Well, usually the flag's going to be holding most likely on the Chiefs. You saw it right in front of you. I cannot believe what a start. Shocking everybody.
No chance to get nervous.
No, in some ways, you're not as nervous if you find out last minute like this. You're just like, whoa, holding. I got to go out and play.
Number 51, defense, penalties declined. Results of the play, touchdown.
So the call on the rookie, Mike Dana of the Chiefs, and Justin Herbert takes it 79 yards, this team, in 8 plays, completes 2 passes for 51 yards total, and then runs it out from 6 yards to the end zone.
If you're a Charger fan, you just got really excited right now.
Oh.
A young quarterback comes in and does that on the first drive of his career.
Extra point is good. A span of 141 games. The last time a Charger quarterback had a rush touchdown. Phillip Rivers back 9 years ago.
Are you telling me that they did not have that stat ready? They had that for Tyrod Taylor.
Totally.
They just changed the name on that. Good job.
Badgley's kick. Ty Long's kick. Ty Long gets the touchback, and let's bring out the man who has been incredible in so many ways, but the month of September, forget about it. He's never lost. Look at his career record inside the division. 12-1. The only loss was to the Chargers in December of 2018. But in the month of September, he's 8-0 with 26 touchdowns and no interceptions.
No, he's got one at least.
That's it. None. Edwards-Helaire with a nice spin away and a good gain of about 18.
Well, I tell you right there, Edwards-Helaire with this guy, rare combination, Jim, don't you think?
How about this combination right here? Speaking of rare, yes, he is rare. The quarterback and his new rookie running back who had 138 yards in the win against Houston.
Yeah, you look at those stats. Now we're just going to go give him 130 yards, 150 yards a game as well. This team is outstanding everywhere.
Give it to him again. Waits for a crease, not much there, but strong enough to push back a couple of defenders, including the rookie Kenneth Murray.
They're going to want to run the football, I can tell you that. Having this kid, they've seen it last week. They're going to keep it going.
Fisher and Schwartz, the tackles who will try to somehow keep Bosa and Ingram out of the backfield today.
And how do you do that, you think? Run it right at him, right?
They've been effective.
Yeah, you're right.
Keeping Bosa quiet in the matchups these last few years. There's Mahomes down the field and knocked down as Hill had a step on him, but Michael Davis was able to bat it to the turf.
Well, and this is one area where coming in, Tyreek Hill one-on-one down the field. You see Davis, he's not even playing the ball. He just turns and sprints because Tyreek Hill's so fast. You don't look back until the very end. You don't even try and get your hands on him. You just run with them, and they've had success. Last year, it was probably 2 of the worst games the Chiefs had on offense. It was against this Chargers defense. I mean, Patrick Mahomes only had 178 yards passing in 2 games, average-wise.
Average in 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. So way below his numbers for sure. Both were Chiefs victories, but they were not up to the kind of data that he usually produces, and the Chargers defense able to take them off the field.
You know, they've been in those games because the Chargers are so disciplined. You know, Gus Bradley does a great job of getting them to know their rules and assignments so well. that they all know where they're supposed to be so they can rally and tackle together against a fast team like this, and they do it better than most teams. They just turned it over too much in the past against them.
Here's the punt by Townsend. And fair caught. That's one way to look at it. The Chargers had one starting quarterback for 14 years. Now they've had 2 in 2 weeks. Herbert gets it to Keenan Allen. Slips through a tackle, and he's got a gain of about 14. Tracy, over to you.
Well, you see Justin Herbert out there. That's because Tyrod Taylor is back in the locker room with a chest injury that he suffered in pre-game warm-ups. They are listing him as questionable. He did come into this game with a rib injury. He was on the injury report, and Anthony Lynn did tell us he was a little banged up and sore. So Herbert in there right now. One other note, right tackle Brian Balaga has a knee injury. He is questionable to return, guys.
Set. 380. Run.
Pipkins is in for Bulaga. There's the handoff to Eckler, and he's got about 3, maybe 4. Yes, when we talked to the Chargers on Friday, including Tyrod, he said he was beat up after that first game. And then we tried to press him a little bit on it. He says, nah, it's just football. But apparently re-aggravating the ribs. Yes, he was on the injury report yesterday, but was listed as a full participant, Tony.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, sometimes you think you're going to be able to mask the pain on Sunday, and it just didn't happen, it looked like.
Swinging it over, Eckler breaks the tackle. That nets another first down. He got out of the hands of Thornhill, who was going to stop him for virtually no gain.
I tell you, every single time Herbert goes back, these throws to the side, see how they're perfectly in front and easy for the running back to catch? As soon as you get that, he's allowed to make a move quicker and sooner. And Eckler getting a couple of blocks on the outside on a simple screen out to the right. But that's a great sign for a young quarterback. He's got touch and he's got timing so far, Jim.
And he's gaining confidence by the play. Here he hands it off. Big hole up ahead for Joshua Kelly. And we've got an update. You're the best. Thank you, JB and Coach. And that is a stunning comeback by the Cowboys, who were down big numbers, double-digit almost the entire way. Recovered an onside kick. You don't see that often these days, as Kelly is able to get within 2 of the first down.
Yeah, I thought that game was like 19-0 in the first quarter. They had like 4 fumbles right away. It just didn't look like it was going to be a great day. But
3rd and 2, and Kelly's not going to get the first down. And boy, Atlanta can't hold on to these massive leads. Super Bowl against New England, they had a lead that was similar to that today, and now the Cowboys, what a win that is to get them to 1-1 here at the start of the season.
0-2 is a very different feeling than 1-1. It's obvious, but when you're 0-2, every single bounce of the ball matters, because every loss, just means so much. And when you're 1-1, you can always still talk to your players, but they sense it and feel the season's on the line so much earlier.
Tai Long does what he wanted to do, pins him at the 10. Hardman with the fair catch, 39-yard punt.
He's short, stout, quick. Impressive young man.
Kelsey left open, turns around and races past the first down for 13. Patrick Mahomes, well, what an offseason it's been for him. The new contract, got engaged, became part owner of the Kansas City Royals, played in the golf tournament with you up in Lake Tahoe.
Part owner of the Chiefs now after he signed his contract.
True too. Right. His last 2 years on week 2 have been phenomenal. He had a 6-touchdown performance at Pittsburgh in 18. We were there last year in 19 when he threw 4 second-quarter touchdowns at Oakland. Edwards-Helaire stuffed at the line. Ball whistle dead. First to get to him was Rochelle.
Well, and this is a little bit different. Involved Joseph, 95. You'll see him right there. They didn't have this last year. See how he takes those 2 guys and kind of holds up there? That's a major shift. They've always had the rushers on the edge, but now he brings this guy who can be stout and hold people right there. That's going to help him.
Good time. It only lasts so long, though, and Mahomes throws it away, bringing up 3rd and 10. He was being chased by Jerry Tillery.
And that's, once again, pressure by Joseph up the middle, makes the quarterback have to move out of there. Now the guy's on the edge, and Tillery did a good job. 2 sacks last week. Or, sorry, last year, actually, but last week he played pretty well and showed up on tape. I like he's coming on. That's a lot of depth there.
Let's see if Joey Bosa on the other side. You saw Ingram. Bosa has not sacked Pat Mahomes in the last 4 games over the last 2 seasons. Here he comes around the end. Didn't get there in time, almost, but he threw a wrench into that with the hurried throw, and they take him off the field again. Pass thrown in the direction of Kelsey.
Now you'll see Bosa, Ingram. These guys get pressure every week. Bosa on this play makes Patrick get rid of the ball sooner than he wanted. Kelsey was coming open, but that's why this system works. They make you take your time, matriculate down the field, and big plays are hard to come by.
Kansas City forced to punt for the 2nd time. Desmond King, the returner, knocked down by about 4 Chiefs at the 36. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Tracy Wolfson, Gene Steratore in the studio. Want to welcome those of you who just saw Buffalo beat Miami 31-28. We're off to a fast start here and a surprising start with rookie quarterback Justin Herbert getting the nod today. No one saw it coming, but Tyrod Taylor, the starter, who had some rib issues during the week, apparently re-aggravated the chest area during warm-ups and was not able to go. So the rookie, taken 6th overall, gets the nod, and he's played well. Drove them down the field 79 yards on their first possession for a touchdown. In fact, ran it in from 6 yards out. 10,500 plus yards in his career with the Ducks. Of course, you talk about Oregon, you talk Dan Fouts. You also talk Norv Turner was a former quarterback in Oregon and former coach of the Chargers. There's a good-looking pass to Hunter Henry for a first down at midfield.
I'm telling you, this, watch, soft spot, get up, find it, Henry. And for those of you who are just tuning in, he's getting through these progressions and finding the soft spot in his defense very quickly. And he's very accurate with the ball when he gets there.
On first down, bootleg, pants the feet. And he came right out of a shoe trying to get all set with the footwork.
You might get lucky here. The penalty helps you get that shoe back on, Jim, but this is where you're nervous more than
offside.
the game.
Number 99 defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
How about this, Tony? In 4 years at Oregon, Herbert threw
on the defense
almost 1,300 attempts. Every one of them originated from shotgun. All of his attempts in college. So he's come here. He's had to fundamentally get acclimated to the pro game, working with the Charger quarterback coach, Pep Hamilton, and they are just amazed at how fast he's picked up on things.
Well, I tell you, he's got to pick up on tying his shoe a little bit better, but I can tell you he's been really impressive to start.
1st and 5 carry. Good for about 3. That was Kelly. You wonder how everybody had to adjust. Did they change the offense for Herbert for what they had game plan, Tony, for Tyrod Taylor?
Well, the funny part is you can do some of the stuff that you did with Phillip, but what's happening is you're still seeing some of the stuff because he has the ability. He's played in shotgun his whole career, like you just said, Jim. They're running the zone read stuff with him still.
That's going to be a first down. Kelly, their power back, as you said, 4th-round pick out of UCLA.
Yeah, he's their guy. They're going to bring him in. Kelly, I mean, this team is really underrated on offense. Their skill talent, and you see Chris Jones. He was very disruptive last week. One of the best defensive players in the National Football League. I like when you run right at him. Don't let him go run down the play from behind.
Of course, he got a new $85 million contract. Turner, though, was able to keep him out of the play. First down, and again a fake. Stepping back to the 50 and launching to the end zone, and it's knocked away from Mike Williams. Tyrann Mathieu says, no, not on my watch.
Wow, this is really close. Mike Williams, one of the biggest big play threats in the NFL. Big, great size, but what a great job by Mathieu at the end. Getting that hand on there. Great vision for him. Instincts with his hand-eye coordination. Special player. Most people don't get their hand up. They usually pass interfere that, or Williams catches it.
Second and 10 at the Kansas City 39. Draw play. Puts him in field goal range.
Yeah,
as Eckler takes it to about the 34.
That's a great call. Those are underrated calls right there. Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, when you call right there, that gets your team points because you know you have a light box. Everyone wants to go score a touchdown, but get yourself in position to get the field goal, get into manageable third down, and then you can go ahead and attack.
They empty out the backfield for the rookie. On 3rd and 5. Oh, and that's a pass he'd like to have back. Keenan Allen was open. And they'll bring out Badgley.
That's just a little bit outside. It's really a pretty good throw. It's just he doesn't need to throw it so hard and wide. It's just, you know, it's like the old rocket balls by Brett Favre. You're so amped up.
How about this? They had Badgley already out to the 50 and then waved him back over. They're going to give the rookie a go on 4th and 5. How about that confidence? And he's going down the field, and it's out of reach for Henry. And the ball is turned over to the Chiefs on downs. This will be the 9th snap for Kansas City. 8 first downs already amassed by the Chargers. And on the end around, Hill with a flag. Ankle tackle by Adderley. Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid trying to do something to change the mojo on this 3rd series of the game, and they get the ball in the hands of their speedster.
Holding, number 14, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
But Sammy Watkins, that penalty will bring a lot of that back. They had only 1 penalty against them in the win against the Texans. It was just a false start penalty in the 3rd quarter for 5 yards. That was it. And here's the hold on Watkins.
That's a killer. Once they're that far downfield, you really don't need to do that. Because you know you're 10 yards downfield already, but it's a great play call by Andy Reid there.
It's nice to see he's not fogging up this week.
Didn't he come up with a cool plan to how to...
Oh, yeah. He got all kinds of assistance, including from some hockey players and his equipment manager, Alan Wright, coming up with a solution. 1st and 11 off the spot foul. Mahomes took a big hit after he unloaded it. It was Bosa who hit Mahomes in the back, and the pass play goes for 1 yard. He's got a little defogger solution. Call it 2nd and 10. Gets it over in the direction of Hill. They fake the handoff to him. So it'll be 3rd and 10 coming up.
You see the pressure on him consistently. The previous play, Bosa, watch this. Boom. I mean, that's 2 guys at the same time, and Mahomes can feel this pressure. Now, Nwosu gets there right after Bosa.
Yeah, and Nwosu's there too.
And that was what I was trying to explain before. The Chiefs have to throw it sooner against the Chargers than normal teams. And yet everyone on the back end has the rules, and they keep it simple and keep the ball in front of them. So you never really get big plays versus this Charger team.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Pressure again. And Mahomes is now only 2 for 8 passing as he hit the deck again.
And I think it was Tillery coming through. 99 on the outside. Uses his hands, gets him off on Fisher. And another. Mahomes has taken some shots in this game so far, Jim.
2 of the last 3 plays, he took a couple of big blows. And again, they're brought off the field. So Tommy Townsend, rookie from Florida, angles this one, and it's out of bounds somewhere outside the 30. Start the second quarter with Herbert handing it off on first down to Eckler for a gain of about 4 here at SoFi Stadium. Take a look at the first quarter stats with this magnificent edifice on the site of what for so long had been Hollywood Park Racetrack. In that first quarter, Mahomes matched his career low passing percentage in the first quarter, hitting 25%, 2 out of 8 for 14 yards. 2nd and 7. In traffic, it's threaded to Allen.
And really just 2 balls that were just barely high. Otherwise, this is as good a start as I've seen in some time. I'm telling you, I can tell already, this kid is for real. This is special.
3rd and 3. And
I told you, Jim, he's special.
should have gotten that one. Henry was open and would have been a first down.
Yeah, it's a good play design. You get him open in the flat, and he had him, and he just missed him, and that's just like the out route, but it wasn't quite as easy as a throw as it looks, I think. I mean, he feels the people in front of him backing up.
Hardman, who was a Pro Bowl returner last year, had a kickoff return in December against the Chargers. A kick return, 104-yard touchdown. Got a piece of it. That was Willie Gay who deflected it, but it's going to roll out all the way down to the 27. All right, Kansas City's first touch of the second quarter. 2 first downs, 3 punts in their first 3 possessions. Gonna dump it off to Williams for a gain of 11.
So here you go, all 22 right here. You're going to throw it to the flat. 2 tight ends, that means play action for Kansas City. They're going to take all these shots downfield. Well, last week, you know what Patrick Mahomes did? He kept checking it down. And I think that's the evolution of Patrick Mahomes. People are like, oh, he's not taking enough shots downfield. No, that guy's so open. It's 100% and you're getting 15 yards. Or the other ones, you might get 25, but it's 50, 60%.
Again, it's going to be a handoff to Thompson. Darwin Thompson in his second year explodes for a good chunk and another first down, gain of 14. So you look at the quarterback comparison. To your point, last week Mahomes did not have a completion for 20 yards. 19 was his longest.
Yeah, and guess what? It was really, I think it was a great game he played, but everyone needs him to throw 4 touchdowns and 400 yards. And I'm like, no, the way that the Texans played them was safeties way deep. Light boxes, not many guys around to help in the run game. So they ran it, and he checked the ball down, and they won the game pretty easy. That's what you're supposed to do as a quarterback.
First snap for the Chiefs in Los Angeles territory, and again they run it to the right side with Darwin Thompson.
Well, I know you want to get into politics, so here's a question. No, just kidding.
I was going to throw it right back at you.
Yeah, I know it was coming. That's why we ended it pretty quickly.
2nd and 7. Turning around twice and then cutting his losses. I mentioned going the break about the Chiefs in the second quarter, and we saw that 28-point 4-touchdown pass performance week 2 last year against the Raiders by Mahomes. In the last 10 games, look what they've done. They've had 7 takeaways. The opponents haven't had any. They've outscored the opponent by 96 points, and last week they dominated Houston.
Well, I think that, and you see Eric Bieniemy doing a great job, offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. Bieniemy and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes all learn what the other team's doing, and once they get a beat on what you're doing, usually it's very difficult to defend them.
Let's see if they can stay on the field. They will, as Mahomes breaks a tackle and then dives down at the 27. He kind of escaped Kenneth Murray, the rookie first rounder from Oklahoma.
Well, and this is what he's going to have to do against this team who is very formidable. They rush the passer. Yep, and there's Murray. But this is why Mahomes, I mean, he doesn't really have a weakness, right, Jim? And the fact that he's starting to check the ball down a lot more. I mean, he's the full package right now.
Back into the lineup is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, rookie from LSU. It's Kelsey for about 5. Kelsey's second catch. 12 career games versus the Chargers. Hard to believe. Travis has never had a 100-yard game against the Charger organization. Only 1 touchdown catch, and that came in that matchup 2 years ago when they played down in Mexico City. That's his only touchdown grab against them.
Styles make fights sometimes, and this is not a good style, weirdly, for Kansas City because they're great against everybody else.
Again, they had pressure, and Mahomes threw it in the area of the rookie at 3rd and 5 on the way.
And you see Ingram on the other side. He gets the pressure this time, and Mahomes, every other pass, it feels like he's got someone on him quickly, and you can't get through the progression fast enough. Gus Bradley has a way of knocking the Chiefs off their pedestal when they play them sometimes on the defensive side.
His defense had 3 sacks, 6 quarterback hits on rookie Joe Burrow last week in a win on the road. 3rd and 5. Again, he's going to try to scramble for it, and he does 2 times, picking up conversions by running out of the pocket.
And this is just Patrick Mahomes doing a great job. You'll see Tillery with another spin move, gets inside, creating a lane for Mahomes. And then he keeps his eyes downfield, but just a tough matchup for any team. And it's still tough sledding, though, isn't it, for Kansas City?
It is. Nothing's easy. But they're moving.
They are.
They've driven 59 yards to this point. First down handoff. Edwards-Helaire. Hitting the head at the 10. We've got it up. They back to J.B. and coach. That's a tremendous matchup down in Houston. The Ravens coming off that thrashing of the Browns, while Houston fell to these Kansas City Chiefs in the season's first game. 2nd and 6.
I got him. Let's go, Blue 80. He's hot.
Back of the end zone, it's Kelsey with the touchdown catch. Got away from Rayshon Jenkins.
Now, and this is really just an unbelievable play call, but Travis Kelce is really special. Watch him run this route. He's going to motion over, but he's going to go slow. He's going to go slow, so the corner up here decides not to sure who to take, and he ends up going inside. If he goes really fast there, the corner will probably take him and pass off the other guy to the linebackers and safety. Really, that was just high-level veteran play by Kelce.
Butker adds the extra point, and you go back now for a couple of years. We got a flag first on the PAT. The last 11 times Mahomes and the Chiefs have been in the red zone.
Holding. Number 41. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Retry.
The last 11 times the Chiefs have been in the red zone against the Chargers. Over these past couple of years, 2 meetings a year, they've scored touchdowns. Every time.
You know, it's a little bit strange because last year, in 2018, the Chiefs were 2nd, you know, in the entire league in red zone. Statistically, and last year they were 20th. I think that's why they went and drafted a running back, because they need to run the football down there. If you can just run it once, you saw Mahomes do it with his legs, but if you can run it, then those plays open up a lot.
Oh, look at that. They're able to get a hand on it. So the penalty. Welcome back to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, Gene Steratore with you on the call. Jim Rickoff, Mike Arnold, Ryan Galvin, Brian Kozowski back in the trucks. And the run back near the 30 by Joe Reed as we go down to Tracy.
Jim, the Chiefs are already thin at cornerback, and now Antonio Hamilton is in the locker room with a groin injury. Questionable to return. Remember, they don't have Rashad Breeland because he's in a 4-game suspension. Charvarius Ward out with a broken hand. They are down to just 3 cornerbacks right now, Jim.
Whoa, that is...
Young corners, too.
Yeah.
Talking guys like Fenton and rookies Keys and Snead.
Steve got a pick last week.
Yes, he did. His NFL debut. Handoff Eckler. As Armani Watts kept trying to knock that ball out of Anthony Kitchens, I should say, riding his back, but it's a good gain of 13 in the first.
Well, and you see a little bit misdirection, and Eckler showing the ability, but I think this unit on offense, they ran the ball not well last year by any means. First week this year, outstanding, and I think it's going to continue even with the quarterback change.
Run it again with the rookie. Kelly, they ran last week, to your point, for what would have been the 3rd highest single game total a year ago, right out of the box at Cincinnati. And they're doing this right now with really a patchwork offensive line. Pouncey, who didn't play last week, but such a big leader, out for the year. Turner didn't play last week. He's making his Charger debut. Bulaga has already gone out with an injury. Feeney's moved around. Lamps moved around. Pipkins has moved in at right tackle during the course of this game. And they're doing well. 2nd and 5.
They are, and you're exactly right. What happens is sometimes when, you know, you have O linemen who are hurt, O linemen are bigger most of the time than the D linemen. So if you said, hey, go run into that guy and move him, that's easier than saying, hey, back up and try and stop him from running around you and then pushing you and going, you know, up and under. So I think you want these guys going straight at them, use their size and ability, and as they get healthy, especially with Turner back, you're going to see this team be very good on offense.
Right at the 50, 3rd and 2. Chasing after Herbert, turns the corner. Oh, and he is hammered shoulder high and actually hurt the defender, Damian Wilson, on the contact.
Wow, I heard that up here. And I have a headset on, Jim. That was loud. Look at this. You'll hear it right here.
Not every time does the linebacker come out worse than the quarterback. But that's the case here. But he does prevent him from picking up the first. And in case you're wondering, their 3rd quarterback is up. Easton Stick, 2nd-year quarterback out of North Dakota State, is dressed for the Chargers today.
Makes you think they had an idea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You don't usually dress 3. Maybe they were gonna, but usually you're dressing 2 quarterbacks. So.
Hey, they're going to go for it for the 2nd time with the rookie. They failed on a 4th and 5 in Chief territory before at the 34. This is at the 49. They need a yard for the first. Trying to power ahead and ducking his head.
Oh, yeah, he got that, I think, close, but
Kelly.
How about that? Who do they run that one right behind? Turner, 70 right here, you'll see. Feeney, Turner right in the middle.
Did he move just a touch early? I don't know.
He might have, but the Chiefs are prepared. They scraped around it, the linebacker, but it's when you know we need a half a yard, we're going behind the guy who we love as a running back.
New set of downs at the Chiefs 48. Underneath, Eckler slides out of a hit. Skips through another one and is down to the 26. And a gain of 22. He got away from Ben Neiman.
I'll tell you, watch right here. He's about to throw the ball to Eckler, but watch what side he throws it out. Away from the defender, Jim. Just to that inside shoulder, so when he turns, he's able to get going upfield right before then.
Anthony Hitchens is shaken up, so they're going to stop the clock with 5.5 to go in the second quarter, and the Chargers are driving. 1st and 10 from the 26. Look at Eckler, so low to the ground. Looks like he's about to be tackled, and he's able to manage at least 5 out of it. Got away from Noddy.
Gosh, you'd love him in any fantasy world, wouldn't you?
Oh, he's just, you mentioned early last week, he was not a part of the passing game, which surprised a lot of folks. Targeted only once, caught it for 3 yards. He's got 3 for 48 in this half to go with another 47 on the ground. That actually was a 7-yard rush that could have been stopped for no gain. Herbert, a little shaky on the handoff, and still able to pick up a first down with Eckler. Looked like there was maybe a little slip of the football for a moment, but they gathered themselves.
Watch, Chris Jones right through, mistake up front. But Eckler, this is when you have a special player. He makes up for other people's mistakes. I mean, those are so big when you go back and watch the tape. You go score a touchdown here, that's probably the reason. Field goal to a touchdown. A player making a play like that.
1st and goal. That would look like Barry Sanders type of move.
Did, that's a good call.
Kelly stacked up, pushed back by Wharton and others, and now Tracy sends up word from the sideline that she's been told by the training staff with the Chargers that Tyrod Taylor is officially out for the game.
Trace was all over that early in this game too. That kind of took us by surprise. Well done, Tracy.
Been a wild day for injuries around the league. Just a whole slew of big names. They got banged up in that 1 o'clock window back east. 2nd and goal. Emphatic fake, toss to the end zone and over the head of Keenan Allen, who was tightly guarded by Snead. We'll check the marker.
Well, I thought he held him initially. We'll see if the flag's on that.
Holding. Offense number 69. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Carl Cheffers and crew on hand. Yes, look at some of the names. I mean, the 49ers were devastated, including Nick Bosa with a knee. Mostert goes 80 yards in the first play of the game, but later gets injured. Garoppolo out with an ankle. Barkley's injury did not look good at Chicago. Devontae Adams with a hamstring. Locke missed a good part, most of that game at Pittsburgh. Driscoll had to take over for him. And you got Tyrod Taylor injured in this one before it even started. That was the first flag on the Chargers. Backs them up to the 20. 2nd and goal from here. To Keenan Allen. Ridden down by Passanio. TK able to take him down at about the 14, pick up a 6.
And Passanio was outstanding last week. I tell you, this guy, he goes 100 miles an hour on every play. I mean, this is really a relentless pass rush team. Right now is a little bit strange because you really don't know offensively. You came into this game with a plan for Tyrod Taylor, and now that's adjusting on the fly. And it's like, well, do they kind of do that? Do they kind of run Phillip Rivers? So I think they're starting to pick up on it a little bit.
It's a 3rd and goal. End zone bound. Perfect pass. Touchdown, Chargers. Jalen Guyton open in the far corner. And Herbert delivered that with plenty of zip to get it to him in time.
This is a rare throw. This guy has deep third of the field, that means. You can't get deep. Now watch right here. That corner is looking at the quarterback. He's trying to cover him and him. His job is really outside first. I can't believe Herbert looks at him, sees him, looks him inside, moves his body weight, and throws it outside on a strike. That is high level, Jim.
Yeah, that was impressive as he takes him 71 yards this time. So Herbert becomes the first since Bobby Clatterbuck, you would have gotten that in 1954 for the Giants, to make a debut and rush and throw for a touchdown in the first half. I thought the Clatterbuck record would go on for many more years.
I'm telling you, this is those moments. Your life is changing. His parents right now at home.
Oh.
I'm telling you, win, lose. I mean, this kid.
And no one saw it coming. Never expected to see him today.
It's just a special time. He's going through it right now. Enjoy it.
Last night, Charger great LaDainian Tomlinson addressed the team via Zoom.
At the end of the day, guys, how do you want to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered? It's your legacy. You guys represent the Chargers, that boat.
When LT gave his Hall of Fame speech 3 years ago, he wanted to use the opportunity to make a difference. In his speech, he said, let's not choose to be against one another. Let's choose to be for one another. And the Chargers are using that message in their current fight for social justice. You see the signage around the stadium. Let's choose to be for one another. That, again, that all comes from LT's Hall of Fame speech. And when Justin Herbert was growing up in Eugene, Oregon, he and his two brothers really had no NFL team to root for, so they ended up settling on the Chargers when they were young boys. And Herbert specifically mentioned it was because of LaDainian Tomlinson is the reason why they gravitated toward the Chargers organization to make that their team. And now here he is leading them to a 14-6 advantage in the first half. Pass play to Edwards-Helaire, tackled down at the 32.
Well, huge play here. Normally the Chiefs, you'd be like, oh, they're going to get a playoff 100% before the 2 minute. Why would they ever wait? But they're giving this credit to the Chargers defense. They're not going to snap this ball, and that's rare for them. They want more plays. They always think they're going to get it.
Washington and Baltimore, the Ravens leading Houston at the 2 minute warning 20-7. It's all coming up the Verizon halftime report. All right, Mahomes, 17 dropbacks, 8 hurries, knocked down 3 times. He's thrown for 47 yards. He's got a 3rd and 4. He's got a new set of downs. Back to Kelsey.
Well, and this is, once again, Mahomes getting the ball out quick. Bosa hits him. He's having to get through stuff very quickly. That's why they don't create big plays. He's got to just stay efficient and keep doing that over and over again.
And that's thrown in the direction of Hill. A wide receiver for the Chiefs has not caught a football today. They've got 4 grabs by Kelsey and 3 from out of the backfield.
Well, this is part of it. You can have as much talent on the outside as you want, but if a defensive line is getting to you in 1.5 seconds or 1 second consistently, these guys can't run deeper than 6 to 10 yards. And so right there, he's throwing that quickly on an out route. They don't normally throw routes like that. They have to today. They got to adjust a little bit.
2nd and 10. There's a first catch by a wideout, and it's Robinson. They'll set up 3rd and about 5.
So this is a great job by Mahomes to get through that progression. He's going to have to play that fast and find the open guy.
Mahomes wiggles away from the pocket, and it's the 3rd time now that he has scrambled for a first, but we've got a flag. And Tony, I see you gesturing, looking like it's going back the other way.
It looked like a hold in the backfield on Osemele. Tillery with
holding.
The rush.
Number 70, offense, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, these happen because you got good players who are rushing, and you see Bosa and Schwartz, a great matchup. But as he steps up, 70 right there on Tillery, he's holding him. Tillery's arms are waving. He's definitely selling it for a while, too.
Has Tillery been impressive in this game? The 1st-round pick out of Notre Dame a year ago. 3rd and 14 if the Chargers can stop him. Oh, Chargers jumped.
That's where you take a shot, Jim.
Yep, down the field they go. It's batted in the air, and it's incomplete. Hatterley got a hand on it.
It was actually a great decision.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It was Bosa who jumped.
And that's part of it. In these quiet stadiums, the Chiefs would never get that on the road going to someone else's stadium. In a quiet stadium, you get to yell and they can hear everything. What they say? Hot, 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 hot. Oh, got you.
Yeah, I could hear it up here. Made you jump.
Yeah, I did. I was scared.
Of course, the Chiefs last week had fans, limited number for their debut. No fans today. First time Kansas City's playing in an empty stadium.
Big run.
3rd and 9.
So blue 80. Who's hot?
Blitz. Jump pass. And incomplete. Mahomes got knocked to the ground again. It was Nwosu who hit him.
Jim, the Chargers never do this, but watch. You don't blitz a lot of guys against this Chiefs team because you got fast guys coming across, but they're going to bring them on a big 3rd and 9. Here they go. And if the ball is out in front maybe a little bit, or if the ball's going to someone else, that could have been a huge play, but it gets harder as you keep getting hit. I mean, those throws are so difficult under pressure.
Melvin Ingram, by the way, got dinged on that play, and he was trying to make it to the sideline and fell to the ground. Bosa's there to lend a little support.
This is the most I've seen Patrick Mahomes hit in a half.
Maybe in a
For you?
game.
Yeah. I mean, this is, and they're real shots. I mean, these are not like, oh, he kind of fell over someone. You know, I loved Anthony Lynn's confidence before this game. They asked him throughout the week, and he's like, listen, if we don't turn the ball over, we kind of like the way that we play against. We match up okay with these guys. We keep it in front of us, and we tackle well compared to other teams.
Beautiful punt by Townsend. Fielded at the 6.
All right, Jim, what do you do here?
Well, remember, Kansas City has 3 timeouts. So they run it, and Eckler gets about 5 and a quick KC stoppage of play.
I like it. I think you run it on 1st down. See if you can actually get something to be ahead of the chains, but then you got to get a 1st down, though.
We'll be back in 30 seconds. 2nd and 5, and they are able to pick up a 1st down. 2 carries by Eckler, netting 13 yards, and now the strategy changes.
Yep, now you're going to get up and go. You still don't take a timeout because it's Kansas City and they got Patrick Mahomes, but you get up and you go quickly now. You can almost throw this ball quickly on the outside and get rid of it.
Down the middle they go, and Hunter Henry for another 11.
Now it's a timeout. Now you got to take a timeout for the Chargers.
Stopping the clock with 26 seconds.
Outstanding job. He could have thrown quickly on the outside, sees the check down. You got 2 timeouts. It's funny. Most of the time you want to protect your young quarterback in his first game, don't you, a little bit?
Yeah,
at
no
14,
kidding.
You feel great about this. They've been attacking, I feel like, all game against a team that's the defending Super Bowl champs.
How many reps you figure Herbert would have gotten this week with the first team unit?
None if Tyrod was healthy enough to practice.
Full practice yesterday.
Most of the time, I mean, when you have a young guy like that, you'll probably give him 2 reps at the end of each, but you got to get your starter ready. There's only so many reps. You got to see the defense each week, and those reps happen more in training camp where you split them a little bit.
26 seconds from the 31. Goes to Kelly. Looks upfield to the 46.
Another timeout right here.
It is at 18 seconds. You got Michael Badgley, the kicker, whose career long is 59. You need about another 15 yards to give him a chance.
Yeah, but you're in position. With 19 seconds here, Jim, you could still throw the ball anywhere on the football field. So at a certain time, you're going to go, we got to get down right away. So he's telling them, listen, when you catch the ball, you got to probably get down. Well, you don't really. With 19 seconds, you can really get anywhere and go down. Even if it's a deep in cut across the field, 20 yards, you'll still have time to go up and spike it. Right here, your job is to get at least 10 yards or get the ball out of bounds quickly.
Herbert gonna roll out, find his man. It's Williams.
And they'll get the spike, but you got to hurry because now you need at least 5 to throw one more pass to the out of bounds. Go.
Express it.
Gonna spike it, and it's gonna bring on from here if you decide to go for it. A field goal, that is. It would be 65 yards.
That's what I was saying. The 5th second here allows you to come up and have 2 guys go to the sideline and try and get an extra 5 yards. That second was so big, they were just so slow coming up there. Now you have two options. The Chiefs are in a tough spot. You could throw a Hail Mary right here, and they'd be playing sideline. Do you play sideline if you're the Chiefs? Because what happens is they're either going to give up on the side of your screen. You're going to see right here on the bottom. If this is open, you just come out and throw it quickly to a guy running right out here to the flat and get 5 yards. And the Chiefs were not ready.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Chargers.
Third down.
That's where you could throw it so fast it could take 2 seconds. You just throw it right to the side, have a guy stand over there and get 4 yards. Now the Chiefs have to play back to the end zone here for a Hail Mary.
And don't forget, they have big, tall targets like Mike Williams, who's 6'4". Will we get to see the full strength of the rookie's arm? Oh, it's Matthew coming after him to close out the half, but a flag is down.
Can't end on the penalty. So we're going to have another play by the Chargers. 5 yards up.
Offsides. Number 94, defense. 5-yard penalty. Third down. We will extend for one on-time down.
Taco Charlton never got back after the ball was snapped by Feeney, and that replaces it at, again, the 47 of the Chiefs. Now they're dropping back a whole slew, including Travis Kelce at the goal line. That's Kelce, the deepest.
Yep, he's back there. But think about how big this would have been if you got that offsides with 4 seconds.
Run!
You've been able to kick the field or throw a pass quickly for 2 yards.
That's Keenan Allen wiggling. Middle of the field, laterals it to Eckler's on the ground with it to close out the half. A downfield hook and ladder attempt. But what a great half of football it was. The Chargers over the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, who will receive the third quarter kick. What are we going to see any different here in the second half, Tone?
I think the Chiefs are in trouble, and I would never say that normally, but I really believe this defensive line is making life very difficult on Patrick Mahomes, really as difficult as I've seen it in his entire career at this point. And that doesn't usually change from the first half to the second half. Usually it means the quarterback and the team have to change what they're doing a little bit. They need to run the football, and they got to get a few more plays that get the ball out of his hands quickly.
Fewest first half points since the 2018 AFC Championship game against New England, which was wild in the second half before the Patriots won it in overtime. As Mahomes was held to only 60 yards passing in that first half. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, Jim, I spoke with Anthony Lynn coming out. He told me that Justin Herbert found out about the start right during pregame. He was very pleased with his composure, and he really needs him to continue to take care of the football. Defensively, because they're taking away the Chiefs' wide receivers, they really need to do, he said, a better job on the quarterback runs. And as for defensive end Melvin Ingram, we saw him hurt that right knee at the end of the half, and Lynn telling me he expects him to be just fine, Jim.
Okay, he's on the field right now. Behind that play as Edwards-Helaire gets the carry for about 2, maybe 3. That's 5 rushes on the game for him for a total of 29 yards.
Yeah, and that's almost 6 yards a carry. I mean, that's pretty good. And that was really good math by me, too. That was fast for me. So
Quick.
I'm telling you, that they got to do that a little bit. And then you sprinkle in quick passes. Get the ball to Kelce quickly, move on.
Right on command, Tony, as Kelce has his 5th catch.
And perfect start. Come up. They want to guard him one-on-one with anybody. You'll take that. And Davis, they've been able to, but this is where Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they adjust. They're going to get into the positions where they're going to get your best players with more space. Early, they kind of did a little bit more shot, couple things. Now it's just drop back, throw it, move on.
That was the longest play of the game for Kansas City. Went for 20. Almost stripped out of the hands and taken away as Watkins was the target and Davis denied. So that previous pass play to Kelce for 20 is the longest pass play in the first 6+ quarters of the season for the Chiefs. Watkins wrestling the football at the same time as Davis, who makes a fine effort to get the incompletion.
Yeah, that was outstanding. But I wouldn't worry about the first 2 games. The first week, they played a lot of people back, and the Chargers normally don't give up big plays in general. So I think you'll see they'll get plenty of big plays as the season unfolds.
2nd and 10. And they're going to back them up a couple. That's Chris Harris, one of those coming up to make the play. The longtime Pro Bowler corner from Denver, who signed as a free agent, stayed inside the division. You look at Hill with no catches.
Well, that's going to be tough sledding because we have a guy who gets a lot of attention. As you see, one of the Chargers down, he gets a lot of attention, and if you have a great pass rush, well, his biggest threat is to run a home run right through your defense. And that's hard to do when the pass rush gets to the quarterback so quickly.
Their strong safety, Rayshon Jenkins, is the one who has 4 members of the training crew around him.
You know, and these are small but big things right here, right? Like, people don't really realize. But Derwin James is out. They lost Adrian Phillips. These 2 were really outstanding in this scheme, and Derwin played all over. But, you know, Adrian Phillips is playing linebacker a lot in the first week for New England for the Patriots. Belichick's using him around the line of scrimmage. Very versatile players they had. And now they're trying to see how this defense will be without. And so far, they've been very stout in the beginning of this year.
3rd and 11. Hill again, no catches. The only grab by a receiver was the little 6-yarder to DeMarcus Robinson late in the 2nd quarter by a wideout. Thrown in the direction of Darwin Thompson, and the Chargers defense was all over. What an effort by Gus Bradley in this scheme here today, Tony.
Oh, outstanding. Tillery, who's having an outstanding game. Watch Tillery 99. He's going to come up the field and sniff out this screen, putting great pressure on the quarterback. Everyone's playing well up front for the Chargers, but really the leap from that first year. You know, last year when they got him, he's a different player in the first 2 weeks this year than he was last year.
Tommy Townsend, the punter, first time in 15 years. Kansas City's had someone other than Dustin Colquitt punting, and that's a touchback. Colquitt now with the Steelers. It's dug out 100 feet below, as Herbert now saw there was no play there to open up this drive. Teammate of Kyler Murray, quarterback for the Cardinals, with his first career NFL touchdown. 2nd and 10. Nice catch. That's Keenan Allen.
Well, this is a good sign. The throw's a hair inside, but Keenan Allen, one of the best route runners in the National Football League. He's going to go up and stop. Boom, the ball's on its way. It's inside, but Allen wins by just enough. That Snead doesn't have the ability to get his eyes back.
Keenan Allen now with 5 catches for 70 yards. And a thumbs up from his rookie quarterback.
He's saying thank you. That was inside, and you didn't win by that much. I would be walking to the sideline after a pick 6.
Hand off Eckler. It's jammed over there, but he turns the corner, able to get about 6. You know, Herbert's background at Oregon, his brother is a doctor, and they competed against each other academically growing up.
Oh, you do that? I didn't even know that was a thing.
You've got it. You've got that in your own house with your 3 boys. He also had to learn 4 offenses in 4 years under 3 head coaches. Hilfrick his freshman year, sophomore year Willie Taggart, the last 2 years Mario Cristobal. They changed offensive schemes all 4 years.
Set. 380.
Yeah, and that's always tough, but I tell you, he's obviously smart enough to pick it up. And
2nd and 3, gets within 1 with Kelly. He also won the Campbell Award last year, the academic Heisman. Majored in biology and wanted to be a doctor.
You know, I won that as well.
Express hot.
And I wanted to be a doctor, but
yeah. What happened? Because they got a first down with Kelly.
I was joking. He's just smarter than me. And you just see they're just pounding the ball right at him. It's just, this team is well-rounded on offense, especially, I mean, you're seeing. Did you ever think you'd watch an offense just control a game against the Chiefs offense completely like this? Like, you know the Chiefs, they're going to eventually get things going. But this is really like, they look like they're the ones that control this football game from the start to this point so far.
380.
Herbert. And that's the first time they've been tackled behind the line of scrimmage today. The sack is put up by Mike Dana, the rookie from Michigan.
Wow, and this is a rookie mistake here, but Mike Dana, 51. Watch how he's going to hit the fullback. Right there, he knocks him off, and then he goes and makes the sack. That's two great plays in one, because you knock the fullback off, takes away the guy he wants to throw to, and then you continue to pursue the quarterback.
Boy, has Dana been impressive. There's a lot of talk coming out of camp about what they got with this 5th-round pick out of Michigan. 2nd and 24. Going to get a lot of it back as they go to the tight end, Henry, near midfield. Pickup of about 14.
Gets him back into a position to have a chance. That's the one play right now. If you go back, you watch it on Monday, Herbert's going to say that sack, just throw it away. And he's been so good at that. I mean, he opened the second half with throwing a screen away like it was nothing. He didn't try and do anything. The play was dead. Throw it in the dirt.
Can he get 10 on 3rd down and recover from 2nd and 24? Coming after him, got it away. Oh, what a catch! It's Keenan Allen.
Jim, that throw and that catch.
Unbelievable.
That's, with the pressure coming at you, you're going to watch Allen get over. There's a guy in front, a guy behind. It's Matthew Snead converging just over him, just inside of him, and just where my guy's the only guy who can make the catch while under relentless pressure right in front of him.
Boy, did he make up for that sack. Picked up 25. He had Taco Charlton about to level him, but he threw the perfect pass. First down. That one is incomplete. A little wide of the mark, going for Williams, who's trying to reach out for it.
He's not afraid, is he? I mean, he's letting this thing go, and almost an incredible catch by Williams. That's just great defense. I mean, he's covered. Patrick Mahomes watching on, feeling this game get tougher and tougher every minute that goes by, and that's rare for the Chiefs to have that feeling.
They go with a little sweep on 2nd and 10. And running out of real estate, it's Kelly. Short pickup. Kelly now 14 attempts, 40 yards. It'll be a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, this is where Spagnuolo usually gets a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage, makes quarterbacks feel like, hey, we're all coming up here, or we're all dropping, and then he does the opposite of it, and here they come.
Here they come, fires it away, and just saves the sack this time.
This was a very good job. The pressure, it's a hot route. It's really, Spagnuolo made it look like they're going to drop out a little bit, not that many guys, and they all came. These are the kind of throws you love. It protects your football team because the guy's coming scot-free, and that's actually a great throw to get it out of bounds.
Michael Badgley from 41 yards with Ty Long on the hold. Cole Mazza to snap it back. Badgley hit 3 out of 4 last week. His only miss was from 50. From 41. Dead center. Won 15 of the last 16 games versus AFC West opponents. They find themselves down 11 in the Chargers' debut at their new stadium.
It's just making it tough. It's tough sledding right now.
Straight drop for Mahomes. And the secure hands of Kelce as Davis was trying to get around them and make a play on a pick. Just the 10th completion. Watch the catch.
That's a great throw, great catch, and awesome defense there by Davis. They're all over. Everything is just hard.
Bosa and Ingram sitting out the first snaps of this drive. 2nd and 1. Edwards-Helaire has the first down at the 38. We go to Tracy.
Jim, a bunch more injuries. Chiefs running back Darrell Williams questionable with an ankle injury suffered at the end of the first half. Defensive end Frank Clark dealing with an illness. He is questionable. And for the Chargers, safety Rayshon Jenkins on the bench right now with a groin injury. He is questionable as well.
It's been the story all across the league today. Ton of injuries. Here's a first down pass, and Hill has his first catch. Shoves away Davis, the defender, to pick up the first down.
Well, this is where I think they may have figured something out here. The Chiefs throw an out route up top. Now you see it looks like there's 3 defenders, 1, 2, 3, and there's only one guy over there. But after the snap, they want you to think, don't throw it over here, we got a lot of guys. But those guys are inside, and Hill breaks outside. They're going to figure out how to get that ball outside to the single receiver side. See up top? Now whoever's up top, the ball should start going.
Oh, almost before it came off the back of Hayward. There was a chance for an interception as Adderley came diving after it, realizing it was still a live ball.
See how many guys are over there? They're flooding the other side of the field. And they're making you think everyone's on this weak side, but they actually end up coming back over there to Watkins on that side. And almost came out of there, huh?
Oh, yeah, it would have been a live ball if Adderley could have scooped it up. Watkins without a catch today, coming off a big 7-catch, 82-yard and a touchdown performance against Houston. 2nd and 10. And another connection with Kelce. 7 times today.
That's the area you want to keep going. Watch, you'll have the running back in the flat. He had him, but the pressure by Bosa makes some moves. So he doesn't get him. And then the eyes of Mahomes, the specialness, moves the defense, and then fires it. I think they're slowly starting to figure out that little area in the field right there. That right side of the field in between the 30 and 20.
Kelce 7 for 77. And his 2nd career touchdown against the Chargers. That's a handoff to Hardman. Doesn't go for much. Hardman contained by Desmond King. Andy Reid coming back home. Born right here in the Los Angeles area.
You're right. He did figure out the fog, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Not a problem today.
Lasted a long time.
2nd and 7, and Bosa, was he drawn off? Bosa's already been called one time for offsides. But they stopped the play.
False start. Number 17, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Andy the Toe Reeves said he never missed with a long of 43, and Bosa has his first ever sack of Mahomes.
You teed that up earlier. He's been close all game. And you'll see Bosa on Schwartz, 2 great football players. But Bosa having a day right now, making life miserable for Mahomes.
And Bosa said he watched this Super Bowl film over and over again. Felt like his brother Nick just destroyed the offensive line in that game, including a strip sack. And he was well aware he had never gotten to Patrick, and that was a big goal for him. And it was a big drop back to the 3rd and 25 play. And Edwards-Helaire able to get to about the 40.
Outstanding rally tackle. They're going to probably have to punt this now and give Gus Bradley credit. He's had this team ready to go. What a plan, and getting the effort out of that defensive line. And sometimes the D-line slows down as you get into the 4th quarter. It's still good in the 2nd half. But Gus Bradley has him going.
They have Butker on the field.
Ooh, they're going to
Butker, it's going to be 58 yards. Maybe he can do what we just saw his coach do, but not straight on. Can he be as good as Andy Reid from 58? It's good.
Oh, he's pretty good, isn't he?
Nick, you have company, my friend. As Butker sends it about 4 yards deep, and it is going to be returned by Joe Reed. Woo! He is walloped at the 15 by O'Daniel.
Well,
there's Edwards-Helaire was a part of that national championship team with the likes of Joe Burrow.
Single. Set. 380.
First down. Up the middle they go. And that's Neiman riding down Kelly. Josh Kelly again getting a lot of work. 15 attempts, 45 yards.
Yeah. This is the point in the game right here where if you can run the football, you can really slow this momentum. It's feeling like Kansas City's trying to come, and Shane Steichen right there calling a perfect game. But this is where Spagnuolo starts to come after you. He's going to want you to have to do this as a rookie quarterback.
Pitches it to Eckler, and that speed is able to race around the edge. Pick up another first down. Good block by Williams. We've got an update, JB and the coach. Well, I tell you, the Kyler Murray, that looked like the touchdown run he had last week that won the game against the 49ers, and they're about to be 2-0.
Yeah, and he is. I watched him in the first game in the preseason he ever played in the NFL. I think it was his first game, but I sat and watched the first 2 drives, and he was like 3 for 13 in this game. And he played like a quarter or 2. Didn't get any first downs. And I watched him and I said, this guy's unbelievable.
I remember you called me after the game.
After the game, I said, I know he looked terrible.
The stats look terrible. I'm telling the guy's going to be a star.
He's unbelievable because he does certain things that when you see someone do something, forget about stats when you're young. When you see them do it that other people don't do, they stand this way when they throw the ball. They're able to see pressure this way. Their head works this way.
2nd and 9. And that is a great job of breaking a tackle to pick up a first and a whole lot more with Hunter Henry.
And I tell you all that to tell you this kid has that same quality. I think he has different than Murray, but he has this instinctful little stuff to get the ball out at the right time. He sees spatial awareness, and when you can get the ball to Hunter Henry like this, let them go do all the work. But he feels that pressure. He moves his body away. He starts throwing it softly into the right position. He's got a gift.
Picked up 22 and even got thrown down after the release by Chris Jones. Unflappable. Coming this way with it. And that's going to be a gain of 8 with Reed trying to get him into open space. Reed, who was just a prolific returner at Virginia, where he had 5 career kick return touchdowns as they hurry up to the line on 2nd and 2.
Express on.
Play action. Slides away from the pressure. Could have run for the first. Instead, he throws his first interception. He would have easily had the first, maybe about a 10-yard gain had he decided to keep it himself. Magnificent SoFi Stadium in Inglewood with its 2nd ever game. The Rams open it Sunday with a win over the Cowboys, and now the Chargers first home game, and they lead it. Seconds to go in the 3rd over the Super Bowl champion Chiefs, 17-9. And that's going to take us to the 4th
You told
quarter.
it. You said the Chargers are going to be up 8 going to the 4th, Tony. It's unbelievable, Jim.
Dean Spanos has to love the First 3 quarters of this game, and I'm sure getting a lot of positive feedback on the phone as his team trying to pull off the big upset. Huge underdogs coming in. Starting the 4th on a 2nd and 9, and Mahomes launching, and it's intercepted with a flag down. He was not touched, so King can get up and run with it till we find out what the marker's about.
Oh, this is going to be a killer. If this is offsides on you, the Chargers, they're going to look back, but I think it is offsides. Mahomes probably doesn't throw that aggressively unless he knew it was offsides. But if this is on the Chiefs, it's good. I mean, someone's going to be really upset. Let's just say that right here.
Carl Jeffers about to render the verdict.
If it's on the Chiefs, I think that Andy Reid's mask is going to get fogged again.
Yeah. Or tossed.
They're taking their sweet time.
Offside, number 99, defense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Tillery.
So, Jim, Tillery there, right? Offsides. Here's what offenses do. When you're inside that 10-yard line, you try and draw them offsides because you only go halfway to the goal line. So, set hut, you're only going to move to the 3. Well, they're going to go 5 yards the other way, and that's so subtle. But that's why offenses, you cannot jump off sides there. They're trying to draw you offside. And that's just a young mistake.
It's a 2nd and 4. Ball is dropped. Hill would have had the 1st down.
I love the play, though. Instead of trying to go deep and get Hill down the field, let's hit him in the face mask with the ball. But that's a key drop. But I like it. You got to get him open fast and get the ball out of Mahomes' hands. Let him make all the plays out there.
2 catches by wideouts. 2 plays ago, Mahomes had his first career September interception called back because of the offsides. He's got a 3rd and 4. And there's Watkins with his first catch. New set of downs at the 22.
And very similar. He's getting them slow.
Yeah, he got the old double whammy.
Great move right there. Gets that first. And you're right. That was the old double whammy. But that short little, they call it a spot route. You just kind of run into that spot in that area. It's a soft spot in this defense. They've thrown it to Kelsey a couple times. They've thrown it to Watkins.
Yeah, Watkins. He needs some of that defogger.
That's a pretty wicked shot. There's been some big hits in this game. Andy Reid's calling one of the refs over. He wants to yell at him.
Of course, a couple of years ago, he was playing in Los Angeles for the Rams over at the Coliseum and was very productive. Came in 18 to the Chiefs. With that completion, the Chiefs just went over 200 yards offense for the game.
And we want to sit and pretend like this isn't normal, but remember, we told you, Patrick Mahomes only averaged 178 yards last year against the Chargers in 2 games.
Watch out, Hartman.
I like it. You were talking to him on the field right there. Heads up, buddy. He's coming behind you.
Look out.
Hardman gets there. They finally get an open guy behind. And the Chiefs do this every week. The problem is the pass rush is usually so fast they don't have time to get to that throw.
That's the longest pass play of this young season for Kansas City. Went for 22 as Herbert looks on from the bench. And a 2-yarder to Kelsey and an updater. More if it finishes it off, which probably will. 2-0 in Houston. Playoff team a year ago lost in the divisional round to Kansas City, will be 0-2.
That's a huge position to be in. It's going to get very terse in that building.
Mahomes down the field, yes, and he's up and in. Bounce Johnson off the ground for the touchdown. Tyreek Hill.
I mean, the throw is only this guy, I think. I mean, maybe I'm trying to think of somebody else. You're about to get hit. You're throwing it 50, 60 yards down the field in the only spot. Harris can't touch it, only Hill, and you use his speed. And was he touched, Jim, or was it a touchdown?
Man, he bounced up so quickly. They're going to take a good look at it, see if Harris ever made contact with him when he was on the ground.
Well,
but a 95-yard drive, if it holds up.
They can strike so fast. I mean, you could do everything perfect. And then this is great coverage. Guy inside, outside. It's 60 yards away from where Mahomes is. That's tough to tell there. Slow that one down.
Well, you saw Harris one time just kind of take a swipe right with his left hand here.
Right.
It was ruled a touchdown, and now a chance to tie it with the 2. Mahomes looking, connecting. It's Hardman to knot this game at 17. Number 17. And Mahomes is fired up as he's led them back from an 11-point deficit here in the second half.
That was so fast. How quickly did they just come back and tie that game? Only the Chiefs.
Back after 30 seconds of being away and hearing from Farmers Insurance. That was some catch by Hardman. Not an easy grab.
Well, he's got to find a soft spot behind the quarterback because he's looking at everybody else. You're like this late outlet, but I don't know how Patrick Mahomes saw that and threw that there. If you go back and look at that again, this is a highlight reel throw that's 4 yards. You have to angle the ball in between people and have your guys see it while you're looking away.
Here's Reed. And a flag's in the back end of it. 2 of them are. Got it across the 31. After a 54-yard pass. Talk about a highlight. From Mahomes to Hill. And then Mahomes to Hardman to tie it.
During the return, holding. Number 32, return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, you've played perfect all game, and then you have MVP of the Super Bowl and Mahomes, and one of the fastest players to ever play the game, and Tyreek Hill. They strike quickly, and then you'll see the vision. Oh, the helmet.
He took his helmet off, which isn't unsportsmanlike.
And you see that throw right there? He's looking right, throws it back without looking. Yeah, that could have been a penalty, Jim. You're right.
Which could have been important
It's
because
huge.
of what it would have done for the 2 point. You can't go for 2.
Nope. You wouldn't have been able to go for 2 because they have the option to do it on the extra point or the kickoff for the unsportsmanlike penalty.
So Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have kicked it in the gear, and now how will the unexpected starter, the rookie, handle a 4th quarter with the game tied?
Well, it's going to be up to him to win this because they're not going to let you just come out here and consistently run the ball to win this game now.
Nice. Broken tackle and a first down picked up. That was Eckler. Let's bring in Gene Steratore quickly. What we just saw there with Tyreek Hill taking his helmet off, Gene, should have been a penalty. Is that correct?
Most definitely, Jim, and the option of putting that on the PAT or the kickoff makes the 2-point conversion now attempted from the 17-yard line as opposed to the 2, which is a very big play in this game right now as we're standing.
Monday.
First down by the Chargers. Thank you, Gene. This time it's Kelly.
Jim, I'm telling you, if they can go down and run this football on this drive, this is a very different Charger team then. That means they're going to be able to close out a lot of games this year because they could not do that last year. And they would turn the ball over late in the game because they had to depend on the pass. But you can help your quarterback so much. 155 rushing yards this week after the performance last week. This is a physical football team now.
We saw Shane Steichen, who took over the play calling duties in the 9th game of last season, just 35 years young, California native from Sacramento. See what he calls here, 2nd and 6. They're coming after him. Trying to get that ball free to be able to reach for it, but good job by Tedrick Thompson. And wouldn't let him reach out. Thompson raised right here in Inglewood.
All this pressure coming at you, that means they're not going to let you sit there and run the football. For a young quarterback to handle that, stay calm there. It helps when you're 6'5" and you're a big guy like him.
3rd and 1. Sees there's nothing there. This time he's going to take off. And he's going to go challenge both Matthew and Dana and pick up the first.
Couple of big runs and hits at the end today, but he's delivering blows today.
Probably saying, why don't I just run it on that pass I threw for the pick?
Well, that's the rookie mistake. Rolling left, rolling back right. You don't realize there's a backside corner who's just floating, coming towards you as you do that. I saw what he saw. It was really special to get there to Keenan Allen, but you almost have to throw that pick so you start to learn, oh, don't do that. Just run it next time.
Got a new set of downs. Back to the ground with Eckler. Noddy meets him right away. Yeah, you wonder if Herbert this morning, when he awoke, that he would be in a 4th quarter tangle with Patrick Mahomes.
Sometimes you never know when your opportunity comes, and when it does, that's why you work so hard to have the opportunity to play against a guy like Mahomes. And Herbert, this is like a dream, I promise you. And right now, it's one of the best dreams he's ever had, and it's happening.
2nd and 10. Jump pass complete to Henry, and they move it to the Kansas City side of the field. 6th catch of the game for Henry.
Well, the pressure's getting ramped up. Like I said, Spagnuolo's not going to let you run the ball. Herbert stays calm, slides up, and allows Henry to have a little bit more time against Sorensen. But that was the quarterback making a small little move in the pocket to buy time. And then Henry does the rest.
So they see Mahomes tie him with a touchdown and a 2. Jones sits out this play. And now they've kept the football for 4.5 minutes.
380.
First down. Sprinting up ahead. Kelly again.
They're wearing this Chiefs team down. I mean, this is the defending Super Bowl champions who were dominant on defense at the end of last year. Remember, once Spagnuolo took over last year, they just got better and better and better.
2nd and 3. Hurdling for it, and he's going to get it. That's once again Kelly. So they had those several years with Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler. They let Gordon sign with Denver, and they come back and need that power guy to team him up with.
This is one of the best combinations in the NFL.
Not bad.
Austin Eckler and Kelly.
Ooh.
I mean, Kelly is the real deal. We know Eckler. He's special. But this guy's going to touch the ball a lot this year.
And Kelly, I mentioned earlier, Thompson of Kansas City, raised in Inglewood. So is Kelly. This is his hometown. They got 3 seconds on the play clock. And a new set. Timeout called. Ooh, I see.
Timeout, Chargers. A 30-second timeout.
By the look at your face, you would have liked to be able to hold on to that one, maybe.
Yeah, because it's a running play to the right. It was actually a great job by the quarterback to get him up to the line of scrimmage and run a play that's simple. The problem is the coaching staff didn't know that he was going to be able to do that quickly. And right there, Coach Lynn does a great job instilling confidence in his football team and communicating. They had 2 turnovers in that 4th quarter. They only had 1 turnover on defense in the last 8 games last year in the 4th.
Yeah, takeaways.
Yes.
By the way, Herbert's got a 300-yard passing performance. As Kelly to the 30. And they're using all kinds of clock. It'll be past the 6-minute mark on this drive by the next time they snap it.
And I'm telling you, you can feel the energy in the stadium with the crowd. It's
yes, you can.
Wait a second, they're at home. It's really, it's getting really exciting.
I do feel something though. There's an energy and excitement that's undeniable. Fans or no fans. 2nd and 7. Eckler. Boy, Jones blew up that play. Chris Jones almost got the handoff.
Chris Jones, 95, splits the double team. He makes Eckler have to jump back into oncoming traffic. Jones so disruptive. Here we go, 3rd and 8. Money down right here, and oh, they got everyone up there. I have a funny feeling you're going to have to get through about 2 reads quickly and fire that ball.
Here he goes, fires it, incomplete. Looking for Williams. Oh, we do have a flag.
I think Jones got around his legs, Jim. I think you can't hit quarterbacks low.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 95, defense, low hit on the quarterback. 15-yard, automatic, 1st down.
Oh, that one coming on a 3rd and 8, and the drive continues.
And you'll see, does a great job going right around the center, Feeney, but you cannot go low on quarterbacks. What a big-time call.
It puts the football at the 16. With 5:50 to go.
This is a classic running play right here. I want to see how aggressive Kansas City is going to be, because they almost know you really want to run this.
Run it to the left. Kelly cuts back middle. He's got 1. Seven straight years Kansas City has won in the Chargers' home building, wherever that might have been, San Diego, or last year down in Carson, the last couple years down in Carson. 7 straight years on the road winning. 11 out of 12 overall. Herbert keeps it and goes down to the 4 for a 1st and goal.
No, Jim, this is a terrible play. There's nothing open, nothing available. And this is just the quarterback beating Passanio one-on-one and then breaking back again as if it's an option to the right, but you can't run it versus that look. There's 2 guys. He makes something out of nothing.
Herbert, who's already run for a touchdown in this game and rushed for 3 touchdowns, leading the Ducks past Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl to end the 2020 season. He's got 1st and goal. And that's Kelly for about 1.
You feel like you got to get a touchdown because that guy's coming back on the field, don't you?
No question.
I mean, it's like, I understand the Chargers played great, but that guy's going to throw the ball 3 or 4 times every possession, every 10 yards if he wants to get a 1st down. So you got to come away with 7 if you're a Charger fan here.
2nd and goal. Up the middle again. No gain.
Now we're going to see what Spagnuolo comes up with here. They've had the option to throw outside. Mike Williams on the outside has a great size advantage. He's been matched up with Fenton. And we'll see if they want to do something. Look at how big these guys are. You'll see in the slot, Mike Williams right there. Keenan Allen up top. He's going to find the one-on-one matchup.
3rd and goal. Buying time. Nowhere to go. And they knock him back a yard. It looked like some confusion from the get-go.
And this, if you watch, Herbert goes the wrong way. He's supposed to open left, fake it over here. You fake it over there. This is just one of the few rookie mistakes today, but then you're discombobulated, right? I mean, I'll be honest, the fact that's the only one, Dean Spanos not happy on that one.
Well, Badgley can put him back in front with just a chip shot field goal from about 23 yards.
Ready, team! Ready, team!
2.5 to go. Kick is good. Chargers back in front. That led to the 23-yard field goal. That's the longest drive by the Chargers organization by plays in 4 years.
It was a big-time drive. We're going to see if it was a big time not getting the 7, though.
Yeah.
It's major different going against Patrick Mahomes, 7 to 3 points.
Hardman, Davis and Adderley are there. And it's the equivalent of a touchback with a lot of contact. Bosa's brother was hurt. And with a knee in the 49ers win against the Jets.
It's a crazy day. I will say Brady looked, I think he looks good. I think he's going to be just fine. Overreaction first week again to me.
Bosa jumped, but the completion will be the way they'll go for 11 to Kelsey.
Got him on the hard count again.
Offside, number 97, defense. That penalty's declined. Results of the play, first down.
It's third time that's happened today by that defensive front.
Yeah, and it's on the road, which isn't normal, right? Usually on the road, you're not able to yell, right 80 from the shotgun. You actually have to lift your leg up. You don't get those kind of snaps.
First and 10. Hill at the Chargers 48.
And this is just giving up too much space. So you've had success all game, Chargers.
Which will host Super Bowl 56 in a year and a half. The college football national championship game in 23. We're at the 2-minute mark. Chiefs are down 3. This one's going against Kansas City.
False start, number 70, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
The Chiefs come into this game, including the playoff run last year, having won 10 straight, including the last 7 wins by double figures.
Uh-oh, you saw before, they're putting Tyreek Hill right here. They want him to run up over here and see if they can get something in front of that safety like last time.
First and 15, not turning around in time is Kelsey. And there was good pressure on Mahomes.
The Chiefs now are watching right here. Run him over, take one of these 2 guys, and now Kelsey, you go underneath on the bottom, underneath him, and then he can just pick over the top or underneath. Which guy do you want? And he decides whoever's getting double teamed. Is it Tyreek Hill or is it Kelsey? Take the one who's one-on-one.
That time he didn't have the time to decide. He had to get rid of it because of the onslaught by that defensive front. Second and 15. Pocket sealed this time. And they do go underneath to the 45 to Hardman. But we got a third down on the way.
Well, and this is where you still get up. You can huddle up. You have all the time in the world here. You don't have to get on the ball. And they're going to do that. That's smart right there. And really, this play, 3rd and 7, you tell your quarterback, we have 2 downs. If you only have to run for 3, you don't take a sack for 7, 10 yards. But we can go for this, or we can kick the field goal. We have Butker.
Here's the 3rd and 7. And there's Hill. First down and shoved out by Davis. Remember how quiet Hill was early in this game? Now he's got 4 catches for 94 yards and a touchdown.
Well, and they had to play man-to-man there, and they don't normally. They match up where it looks like man a lot, but they have zone principles behind it. But right there, man-to-man, it's a recipe for disaster against Tyreek Hill. He's going to get you eventually.
And all that production by Hill has come in this half. And yes, they're in field goal range for sure now.
Yep.
And 1:14 to go, but they'd like to go for the kill. 35 yards away and 1:14.
You don't think Mahomes trying to win it? I think he is, don't you, Jim?
Oh, no question. And he's that much closer. Out of the backfield. Edwards-Helaire. They got a marker down.
Holding, number 77, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Big one. On Andrew Wiley. That ball was going to be marked near the 10-yard line.
Well, you just went from being in a very high percentage, and you see 77 Wiley right there to Linval Joseph. And gosh, it's almost like it doesn't matter much, right?
It's a 40-yard difference.
It's huge. Tyreek Hill's cramping.
Get some fluids. 1st and 20. Back.
Out of field goal range, Jim?
Well, right now, yes, but plenty of time to make a difference. 2nd and 20. I mean, I wouldn't, if you had to from this point. He's made one from 58 already, but.
And this is 62, let's say. What do you think?
62, 63.
Would it have gotten there? I think it was a bit
I think
close.
there was enough to spare, but you're only 2nd down. Come back to it. Come on.
And this is where the tendency for a quarterback, and Patrick's been behind plenty of times in his career and brought him back like every game at the end of last year, but you just don't need to get 30 yards on this play. It's like if you take 7, take 7, and just keep moving the ball here.
2nd and 20 on that pass was dangerous. It went through the hands. Murray, their first rounder out of Oklahoma. Oh, he touched it. He got a fingertip on it and saved it. Otherwise, Hill would have grabbed it.
That's the play right there. That was very, like they're trying to get all the 20 back, right? Because you're trying to win it. I think you got to get more yards first. And now it's like, what do you do if you're Kansas City? Because you're going to kick a field goal if you get 7 to 10 yards, but you're also saying we're not trying to win it then here.
Huge snap at 54 seconds. Here we go, Tony. 3rd and 20. Open field. And he's got a first. He runs for 21.
Oh, my goodness.
And calls the timeout. It's hard to believe there could be that much open space that Mahomes could find 21 yards out of it on 3rd and 20.
And it's because they pressured him. And on this specific time, you're saying 3rd and 20. If we pressure, the ball's got to get out of his hands early. And look at right there. Gets the first down. What was the run he had last year, Jim? Remember on the sideline?
Yeah, that was against Houston in the divisional round. Or was that the AFC Championship game? We did so many games.
It felt like it was
the game against Tennessee.
I think it was.
I think it was too.
I think it was on the sideline against Tennessee when they were coming back. But I think it was also Houston. That way I've given myself both sides. Comes up with big runs when they need it. So here you go. You got 2 timeouts. You're already in field goal range. At this point, you don't play softer anymore, Chargers. You're literally, you should be aggressive now in the point where you can almost say throw it to the end zone. We'll take a one-on-one matchup, but you got to come after him now.
1st and 10 and a gain of 7. Tackled down quickly by Kaiser White. It was the AFC Championship game, by the way, against Tennessee. I can't believe you didn't remember that. 2nd and 3.
I'm trying to win the game right here if you're Patrick Mahomes. I'm taking a shot outside.
Well, he's going to keep it again. And tiptoes out at the 12-yard line with a marker at 20 seconds.
Holding. Number 70. Offense. 10-yard penalty.
This
2nd down.
Kelechi Osemele. The game's been so good from the start. I mean, there's a part of it that feels like this is destined for extra minutes and overtime.
This is a hard one because Osemele, you're blocking him, and all of a sudden the quarterback runs by you, and you're like, whoa, why are you trying to run away from me, D lineman?
Yep.
But those are big calls right there. And
back to the 27.
This completely changes it. Now the Chargers, you're protecting the end zone. They already have a field goal. Before this, you had 40-some seconds. If they're going to take shots to the end zone, so be it, but at least they'd have to score in one play.
2nd and 13 with 20 seconds. Wide open down at the 13 and stayed in bounds, so Mahomes calls timeout with 10 seconds to go. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson. I'd like to welcome those of you who saw the Ravens defeat the Texans 33-16. What a game this has been here in this magnificent new stadium, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. And the Chargers going the distance today with their rookie quarterback as Tyrod Taylor came up with bruised ribs, re-aggravated in warm-ups, and the rookie got the start and has thrown for over 300 yards. Run for a score, thrown for one. Mahomes has led the Chiefs from 11 down in the second half to tie it, only to see Herbert lead him down the field on a 10-minute drive for a field goal to lead it right now 20-17. We've got 10 seconds to go in the fourth.
Well, here it is, Jim. You have one timeout. You can throw this ball short of the end zone if you want. You just got to find a guy. You can take a sack if you want. You just can't throw an interception. Anything is fine here. You just don't put the ball in play for the defense to catch it.
Here's Mahomes, forced to dance around, being chased by Bosa, and goes out of bounds with 3 seconds to go. And now we'll see Butker come out with a short field goal attempt to send it to overtime.
Unbelievable job of the defense to plaster, they call it. As once Mahomes starts moving around there, you just know he's going to fire something to the end zone and score. And they got on their guy. They plastered to him. Didn't allow anyone to get open.
Butker, who's already tied the franchise record with a 58-yarder in this game, has made 29 straight from inside the 50. This to send the game to overtime. From 30 yards out, Butker's kick is good.
Oh, that barely slid in the very middle.
Hey, the Chargers weren't going to have that good fortune 2 straight weeks.
That's right.
What happened last week with a 31-yarder by Bullock when he missed and injured a calf on the chance to send that one to overtime. This time Butker drills it high and proud and straight. And yes, regulation has come to an end.
It was so good. 4 quarters of great football there and gone back and forth, and now we get a little bit more.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense starting to light it up late in this game.
Well, they had to overcome some penalties on that last drive. Like
a couple of holding calls.
I mean, without those holding calls, they were in position to score early and
maybe win the game.
Yeah, and they did a great job, the Chargers, of really knowing when to be aggressive and when to lay back a little. Like, it was really good to give up the 10, 12-yard play to get it to 10 seconds. You don't give them a shot to the end zone there.
Gentlemen, we're about to begin an overtime period of up to 10 minutes. It is sudden death unless the first possession ends in a field goal, at which time the opponent will have an opportunity to possess. Fourth quarter timing rules are in effect. Each team gets 2 timeouts. All of the replay challenges will be initiated by the replay official in the booth. Kansas City, you get to call the toss. The NFL logo is head. The other side is tails. He calls heads. It is tails. The Chargers have won the toss and have elected to receive. You want to kick?
We present to you a great game from the entertainment capital of the world. It has been certainly entertaining from the get-go. So a touchback delivered. And now out comes Herbert. Quarterback numbers, each accounting for 2 touchdowns, with Herbert running one of them in.
Well, Mahomes has been under so much duress. It's really outstanding that he actually has those kind of numbers. And that was all really late in the game. The Tyreek killed a big, long 54-yard touchdown, got him jump-started.
They go empty and shotgun to start it. And that got busted up quickly. Into the arms of Keenan Allen.
It's a pretty good call, but problem is Mike Williams couldn't hold off Matthew there.
7 for 96 for Keenan. Chiefs playing their first overtime game since that 2018 AFC Championship game at Arrowhead, which the Patriots won with an opening overtime drive and a touchdown by Burkhead that sent them to Atlanta and eventually a Super Bowl title.
Express.
2nd and 9. And now the rookie's going to have to shoulder a big 3rd and 7 coming up.
Third and 7, your own side of the field. Chris Jones on that sideline. Defense, Steve Spagnuolo. Great on 3rd down situations. Shows a lot of different looks. This is tough on a rookie. Game on the line. First start ever. Trying to put this team and make everyone feel like you're the future.
Here he goes, and they come after him. Pass away, short route. He's not going to have enough even with the forward progress. It's a yard short for Williams.
I would go for this. Kansas City Chiefs are on the other side. I would go for this football, or for the first down right here. No question in my mind. You're a yard short. Jim, would you go for this? I would.
Well, the thing is, you know, Kansas City's in gear right now, but they're going to punt it. For a moment, it looked like they were bringing in reinforcement and a short yardage package, but they're going to punt it.
It's a tough call, but I'd go for it. I just feel like, listen, our strength is our ability to run the football. Okay, and if you want to put everyone up there, I'll take a chance with one of my receivers and get a big play and try and win the game then, so be it. But to put that offense back in the field,
only needing a field goal.
Exactly.
Long. Booms it. Back to the 5. Hardman. Out of bounds at the 20.
Shows you the trust Anthony Lynn has in that defensive front, though, in that team. But that is Patrick Mahomes, Jim. He's walking on that field right now to go win the game. That's a daunting task for any defense.
That was a 61-yard punt. Yeah, it's daunting, especially with the way things have been trending in the last quarter and a half of regulation for Mahomes.
It's almost one of those where, you know, what's the strength of your team, right? It's like, what do you, and their defense, they believe in this D-line. But I think you're starting to believe in that offensive line a little bit in that running game. I mean, they've rushed for 183 yards today.
Running play. And Edwards-Helaire tackled by White. It'll be a 2nd and 5. We're talking to Coach Lynn, and he was talking about all these recent losses against Kansas City, and he says it's been as simple as takeaways and turnovers. We've given the ball away 17 times and only taken it away twice. Well, they haven't taken it away today. Open. Robinson. First down. Chargers with 1 giveaway on that pass play. Herbert intercepted. Darwin Thompson. And 3 helmets on him after a gain of 2.
I suspect Kansas City to come out, put Tyreek Hill in the slot.
We're setting something up is what you think. They've had a couple of little dinks and dunks and run plays.
Yes, and they're going to put him in the slot and kind of just say, hey, let's make the game simple. As soon as you put him in the slot, you're now sending something to defense and put Kelsey on the other side, and then you stack him. Let's see where it comes out here.
He's in the slot on the right.
There he is, Tyreek Hill. There's Kelsey. Here comes something over here, and he's going to look at that little triangle.
Ball is tipped. That's Ingram. Ingram with a big play to force it to 3rd and 8.
That's huge. That was going to get close to a first down, if not a first. He's looking at this triangle, right? He sees everyone drop deep. Going to throw that out there, probably get a first down. Now, this becomes real interesting because the strength of Andy Reid, his mind, Patrick Mahomes, throwing the ball against that strength of that team, the defensive line. And Bosa is lined up in the middle over Wiley. And this is a matchup you got to watch. They better give him help.
Ingram was offsides, I believe. Flag is out, ball is deep, and it's over the head. The 5-yard penalty. They've jumped now 4 times in this game. Will still be short of the first.
And you didn't need to. I mean, like they got what they wanted. 3rd and 8.
Offside. Number 54, defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd and 3 now.
And watch, you'll see Ingram jump off sides, but Bosa, I told you, right next to him, right here. Ingram gets off sides, and then Bosa just wins his matchup right away. You have no chance of reading something out. That was their chance there, Jim, I feel like.
Well, that's a big man on the sideline. Bosa is out for this critical 3rd down.
You bring in big guys, too. They can run the ball on this one now. It neutralizes you a little bit, but you got to sit up man-to-man and come after him.
Running for it, and he reaches to get it across by a yard.
I mean, there's nothing open on this play. This is all Patrick Mahomes. showing off that, you know, that second level type of stuff, that his ability to know when to run, right? It's 3rd and 3, game on the line. It's perfect timing to go get that first. Things are covered. It's like,
how many times in this game has he scrambled for a first? I believe that's the 4th.
He got the 20-yarder.
Yeah, and they had 2 in the first half on back-to-back third down situations. That's 4. First down. Bouncing off the first hit of square. And then decked after a gain of 1, maybe 2.
That 40-yard line is where you'd like to get to. I'm saying he's 43-yard line if he had to, 42. But you'd go for it, I think, if it's 4th and 2 there or something.
Bosa just exhausted. He was down on 1 knee for 2 snaps and now stands for the 3rd consecutive absence.
He's given unbelievable effort today. He's dominated this football game.
2nd and 8. And Edwards-Helaire reaches back to grab it. And again, it's going to be 3rd and short. Checking to see if Bosa can muster up another play. He's not going to be in on this one.
It's not so much about him there as much as it is the situation, the personnel on the other team. It's like if they're in a position where they're going to possibly run the football here, you need him in passing down situations. So, you know, you want him on the field now because they're coming out in that passing. And here's the triangle again, Jim. There's Tyreek Hill. Here's this, and they're going to bring this sort of situation, and he's going to pick that little triangle out and figure out what to do.
It's 3rd and 4. He's trying to run with it again. This time he's going to be short by a yard. Which foot is he going to mark it with? It's going to be 4th and a foot. And he's about to call a play. Was it a good spot?
It's hard to
Might
tell.
have been, let's see here.
I think it's a good spot. I mean, it might have been even closer to the line. I don't think you can change that there, right? I mean, it feels like that. No, that looks pretty.
Looks about right.
Looks
4th and a foot, and here they go.
And they're going for this.
4th and a foot, 4 minutes left in overtime. They get the first down just barely, but Darwin Thompson, forward progress, is going to have it by a yard, a little less.
And here it is, just a simple power play. And the late surge right there gets it for sure. What an outstanding job by Wiley and Schwartz. Double team pushing down and creating that hole in space.
Bosa is back on the field. And it's a first down at the 44.
You better watch out here.
Going to make something happen. Wide of the mark. Intended for Robinson. A reminder that the kickoff of the Patriots and Seahawks game is at 8:22 Eastern on NBC. Al and Chris, Michelle, they're all getting ready to present that game to you.
This was a touchdown. You're going to see Travis Kelce come underneath and come all the way back. But the corner right there comes off. What discipline. That was the game winner. They set it up. You could just feel they were going to take a shot there.
Yes, you could tell. He was going for the home run ball.
Great discipline by Casey Hayward, Defensive Player of the Week last week for the Chargers.
Timeout called by the Chargers. Just give our audience again word that 60 Minutes comes up next, except on the West Coast. Now the defense right now in this situation, Coach Lynn decided, I'm sure, that they needed just a couple of extra seconds to catch their breath.
Yes, oh yeah, he's exhausted. You're playing an extra quarter, second game of the year, and no preseason, no.
And they've been on the field so much since mid-third quarter. What are you asking them to do right here?
Great question. I think the number one thing is you cannot give up yards. It's a weird situation, right? The first down is one thing, but they've got to get up and play tight man coverage, which is a little different. You're going to see these guys much closer to the line of scrimmage than they normally are. These secondary guys, see how much closer? You can't give up yards. You got to play tight man and hope they don't throw it quick.
Hill. King brings him down. That's at the 39. We've got 3 minutes, clock running.
And what they're doing is running crossing routes, right? You know you can't give up soft zone stuff, Jim, because you can't give up 5 yards. It's giving them a field goal attempt. Right here, same exact thing. You cannot give up the first down. You got to get up and play man. They know it. You know it. The job is just to have guys get up there and play hard, physical, and hope that someone makes a play and doesn't get beat too bad.
It's a 3rd and 5. They stop them short. Now you're in field goal range from here. You got a great kicker. It'll be about 53 yards if you go for the win.
I think you kick it with this kicker. I mean, you got one of the best in ball, and you send out the best in ball when you got them, and it's a great job right there. Bang bang. Kaiser White keeps him from getting that first down, but that's how you had to play it. It was going to be a tight contested throw and catch, and
they've already brought out Butker. Harrison Butker's tied the Kansas City franchise record with a 58-yard field goal in this game. Hit a 30-yarder as time expired in regulation to send it to overtime, his 100th career make. And now from outside 50, a chance to win it for the champs. 53 yards for the victory.
It feels like you're like, hey, bring in Mariano Rivera. Let's go ahead and finish this one off. I mean, you shouldn't feel that comfortable on a 53-yard attempt for the game, right? Because if you miss this, you're in a great position if you're a Chargers fan to go down and win this football game.
Got a new holder this year in the rookie punter, Tommy Townsend. James Winchester has been their long snapper for a number of years. We'll send it back. Of course, if you miss, the Chargers would have excellent field position with 2 minutes to go.
It's Mariano Rivera. I'm saying this game's over. What do you think?
You can't bet against Butker.
He's pretty good.
He might be the best in the league. Here we go. Hold on. Before the snap, there was a timeout.
Flag.
And there's a flag on the field.
Was it a false start or offside? Offside, probably.
False start. Number 73. Offense.
How do you feel about a
5-yard penalty?
8-yarder? He's already. That's the number he's already hit.
This one's more uncomfortable. I was really sitting on the last one because.
So
he's got that one pitch though. You know, it's the guy who can throw. This 73. You saw the little flinch.
Yeah, Allegretti flinched just a little bit. So now you've tied Nick Lowry's mark in the history of Kansas City football, and now you have a chance to tie it twice for the win from 58.
Asking a lot of anybody else.
I know it. Here we go. Well, timeout first. It would have been good. Timeout first by Los Angeles.
Look at Butker. He's not happy, but you know what? This guy's that good. He's the only guy I think who can just consistently drain it.
I mean,
58
this looks so easy.
It's almost like that pitcher's like, oh, I missed that one a little bit, but it moved like an inch of his spot, right? It's like, oh, he pulled that. Yeah, it's still in toward the middle almost.
Look at Keenan Allen, can't stand it. Somehow Andy Reid's face plate has stayed fog-free through all of this pressure. Oh, my goodness. One more time. Let's watch.
They're all gassed right now. No energy left for anybody on this field.
The kick. It's good for the win. 58 yards. Harrison Butker for the second time from long distance. And Kansas City takes it in overtime, 23-20.
I'm giving them 3 game winners.
Unbelievable.
I'm counting that for 3 different games. That's high level. You know what? When you have a guy who has a leg like that, and has the ability for that ball not to move. See how little it moves in the air? Like a great golfer whose ball just falls or bleeds, right? It's just impressive.
Well, once you had to go back another 5 yards and you think about the consequences with a miss, I mean, it would have put the Chargers in such great position to go win the game.
Oh my gosh. I mean, where are they getting the ball there?
At the 48.
Oh, all you need then is another 15 yards and you're kicking it for the win. What a great start to his career, though. Justin Herbert, you're going to be a really, really great quarterback, and the effort that defensive line, Bosa, Ingram, everyone gave, feels like it's all for now. But this team is going to be in this year, Jim. I really like this Charger team. And
well, Patrick Mahomes has still never lost in September. 9-0 in the month. His 7th career double-digit comeback win in regular and postseason action.